Welcome back to PCM 25. In the last episode we finished the Giro d'Italia, but I said I would skip the Dauphiné and go straight to the Tour de Suisse, so that's what I'll do today. In total, 8 stages, starting off with 5 hilly stages, after which we move to the mountains, proper mountains on day 6 and 7 before a final time trial. But I must say, I am terrified of this man, Mathieu van der Poel, in the first 5 stages. Looks like Visma is bringing Florian Lipovic, UAE Team Emirates brings Del Toro, Red Bull with Primoz Roglic, and Soudal Quickstep with Remco Evenepoel. Gotta say, against that competition, I'm not exactly confident in our man, Ivan Romeo. But I do hope to be competitive with Lukas Kubic in the first 5 stages, for example stage 1, a versatile sprint? The last climb does not look that steep, so I think it's possible. Ooh, I'm in the race, and the final climb does look steeper in person, so Kubic with a -1, 75 sprint stat, 74 hill, not too confident. With about 30 kilometers to go, the breakaway of 5 riders still has 3 minutes on the peloton, so they're a little bit scary, but I'd like to believe the peloton should be able to catch them by the time we get to the final climb. Like, I'm not the favorite, so I'm not solving this. But over the top of the second last climb, the breakaway is falling apart. The gap is now a minute 20, so the break is not winning. But okay, the last climb is about to begin. I've got myself in position Mintegi to 90, why not? The rest of the team in the wheel. Kubic in last position, but worst case we'll go for Romeo. And there we go, the breakaway has been caught as we speak. We've got a move by Harrison Wood for Ineos, but I'm right in the wheel. I don't see Van der Poel at the moment. Actually, I do. Right behind Kubic. And there goes the move. Is that pole 6 us going? Yes, Van der Poel actually stops. That was odd, but I'm gonna keep on going now into the final 4 kilometers, but Kubic is not looking that fantastic. Actually, on a bit of a gap here, so I'm gonna move to the wheel of Van der Poel with Kubic. I'm gonna keep on pacing with Arieta for Romeo and hope that the gap behind us sticks. In the last 1.5 kilometers, trying to move up as we speak in the wheel of Arieta. Come on, Romeo, but on the left side of the road, Narvaez flies past. We're gonna sprint, but it's gonna be for second place. Yes, indeed. Ivan Romeo finishes second. And I think that's pretty good. Because, well, before this stage, I did not expect to beat Thibaut Nys and Van der Poel at the finish here. And of course, in GC, I'll take the bonus seconds. Now, the second stage has a climb with 10 kilometers to go, so I'm not completely sure if Kubic can survive it or not. So yeah, I'll see you in the race. Compared to stage 1, the last climb is longer but less steep, and there is a descent to recover and get red bar back with Kubic, so I think he might survive this. So the last climb has begun, and the breakaway is still ahead with a minute 30, but the peloton is not too far behind, and we are relatively well positioned, but I do want to move up a little bit more to get to the first line, because Kubic is at the back of our train. There we go, proper position now, and the breakaway's gap is melting. They've been caught. That's it. Mintegi's working fantastically. Kubic still in a good position, and Van der Poel is not moving yet. Last few meters to the top, Romeo takes over on 85 with Kubic in the wheel. Gotta make sure Van der Meulen doesn't get a big gap here, so let's have Romeo pace for a little bit in the wheel of Arieta again, and now try to recover with Kubic in the last 9k now, and we've got the race under control, but the other teams are doing a better lead out now into the last 7.5 kilometers, but I've only got 2.5 riders, so I can't do much yet. Come on, team, last 3 kilometers, try to move up. Kubic to the wheel of Romeo right now. Let's go right now with Romeo on 99. Wait with the sprint right now. Kubic is still present, but our position is Narnia. We'll launch right now, but we won't come close. We are too far back. The winner is gonna be Mauro Schmidt. No, Florian Vermeersch taking the victory. Did not expect that. Kubic lost on positioning. So yeah, in the end, 9th place is quite disappointing. But hey, still on the podium in GC with Romeo, but these small gaps won't matter when the mountains come. But those mountains are still pretty far away because stage 3 is a versatile sprint. So yeah, perfect for my guy, Lukas Kubic. Now, I think it's fair to say we are progressing quite slowly in this career mode right now because we're doing so many races. I think from next season onwards, I want to try and accelerate the series a bit by focusing on the biggest races. Because I want to make sure we have a nice conclusion to this series by the time the new Pro Cycling Manager 26 comes out, which will be early June, just like every year. Anyway, in the last 33 kilometers, all the hills are basically behind us, and Kubic with a fantastic day, 76 sprints, 77 hill stats, so we're looking good. In the last 8.5 kilometers in a perfect position, Schwarzbacher can move up to 90 because lots of teams are making moves. There we go, last 4.5 kilometers, there goes Arieta. All the attacks have been caught. Kubic with an energy gel, maybe a bit too late. Final 2.3 kilometers, right corner right here, sprinting for Arieta. Romeo in the wheel is ready to launch right now. Kubic, come on, buddy. In the wheel, launches right now with a kilometer to go. We've got on the left side of the road, Mathieu van der Poel. Can we come remotely close? It will be a podium right now for Lukas Kubic. Van der Poel wins. But hey, Kubic was a lot closer than last time. Honestly, a podium, I'm taking that. By the way, today's video is sponsored by Zwift. Right now, their full indoor cycling setup, the Zwift Ride, is on sale by 200 euros. That is the same setup I use in my indoor cycling videos. But if you already have a smart trainer, the Zwift Ride frame itself is also on sale. Go check it out through the link below. Okay, stage 4 is basically similar, also a versatile sprint, so Kubic time. So, the climb is slowly but surely approaching, not the craziest climb in the world, but maybe a bit steeper than I expected, but I still think we should survive that with Lukas Kubic. Nicely in perfect position at the foot of the climb, 3 kilometers at 8.3%, so it's actually a pretty solid climb, but let's try and keep ourselves at the front. Attacks on the right side of the road by Germani, Kulsut and Plaat, but not too scared of that. Let's just keep pacing with Schwarzbacher. And actually, already over the top with a 3-man breakaway, including Pidcock as well. So pretty strong, but the gap is only 14 seconds, so it's under control. So last 5 kilometers, attackers have been caught. Mintegi's done for, so Arieta can launch on 99. We gotta keep our front position. Last 2.8 kilometers, we're losing the front. Romeo in the wheel of Arieta, trying to wait. There we go right now with Romeo. Kubic in the wheel, looking perfect right now. Last kilometer, Kubic launches, and I think this might be ours. We've got Thibaut Nys trying to come around, and we're running out of energy. And where is Kubic? He's right there, winning the stage. Yes! That final was super fast and chaotic, but we've got the victory. This right here, Lukas Kubic on the podium, that's a Picasso masterpiece. Beautiful. And to be honest, the upcoming mountain stages are so incredibly difficult that I don't believe in a GC for Ivan Romeo. So with this stage win, my Tour de Suisse is already successful. Next up is once again a hill stage, but stage 5 is the final one we have in this Tour de Suisse, and this one is definitely for punchers and not versatile sprinters. So I think our leader has to be Romeo or Arieta, depending on daily form. On paper, the last 30 kilometers of this stage is actually quite hard. Romeo with a 0 day, so 75 hill stat only. Arieta with a +2, so 78 hill stat. Kubic with +2 as well, so 77 and a better sprint, so maybe an option. But I'm actually trying to join the breakaway right now with Iker Mintegi, 78 hill stat, but on a minute in GC, so might get some leeway. Okay, that worked. 11 riders in the breakaway, only a 2-minute gap on the peloton right now, but hopefully we can expand that towards the hill zone. Like, I'm sorry, but the breakaway is throwing around. We had a single attack by Scaroni, and the rest of the breakaway is expecting me to close that? I'm not doing that, buddy. I'll sit up. Like, honestly, all of us could have been in the breakaway, but instead, we're getting caught by the peloton. Good decision. Anyway, I guess the peloton is winning the stage. Now on the second last climb of the day, and there comes move on the left side of the road by Evenepoel and Sixas. Let's go to 98, 99. Gotta try and control that somehow, but it's two big guns. But it looks like Lipovic has caught them, and we are back at the front over the top, so that is nice. 1 climb left, and Kubic is in perfect position. Come on, team. 2.5 kilometers to go. Romeo on 99. Is that too much? It might be. Let's do 96, 97, but we got people flying on the left side of the road. Romeo waits on 99. Wait. Right now, Arieta in the wheel, Kubic in that wheel. We've got Kubic now in the wheel of Arieta, who's trying to launch, but is getting blocked. Kubic is trying to launch, but we got blocked into Narnia by everybody in that corner. Thibaut Nys is the winner with utter ease, and we are nowhere to be seen. That is such a disappointing finish. Gotta say, finishing 9th, 10th and 11th, that's a pretty sad sight. Anyway, Romeo is still in 5th position in GC, but I don't think that's gonna last too long because the mountains are coming. Two pretty serious mountains on stage 6, the Newfoundland Pass and the Mosalp climb, so I'm terrified. Isaac Del Toro versus Lipovic versus Roglic versus Sixas and so forth. What a list of contenders. And then there's Ivan Romeo. I am chuckling in danger. Like normally on a brutal mountain stage like this, I would go in the breakaway because I don't believe in my chances from the peloton, but I also don't believe in the breakaway today. It's a 1-week race, so I think the GC riders will want to win this. Actually, scratch that. I saw 17 riders attacking and I thought to myself, I want to be there, so Arieta and Kubish in the breakaway. But with 43 kilometers to the top of the first climb, Arieta is not looking too good in this breakaway, so this might have been a mistake. Anyway, the break has been called before the first climb. I'll focus on the peloton now. Romeo is our man, even though I don't believe in his chances. So it's time for the first proper climb then. Newfoundland Pass, 14k at 7.7%, but it's all about staying in the peloton and saving energy for me. Oh snap, crashed by Isaac Del Toro in the descent of the Newfoundland Pass, and he's isolated, so I think his team UAE will be waiting? I don't see them waiting. But Del Toro is a demon descender and is back in the peloton without a single teammate helping. Okay, time for the final climb then. 19 kilometers at 7%, the Mozalp climb. We've got ourselves in a pretty good position with Romeo. It's all about energy management. Talking about energy management, Visma is pacing so significantly that I can't manage my energy in a proper way because I'm having to basically go all out to follow. That's an attack by Max van der Meulen, Evenepoel and Sixas. We've got ourselves in the next group sitting at the back, so let's make sure we can follow this group at all costs. But let's be honest, look at my yellow bar with 9 kilometers to go. It is impossible for Romeo to follow this tempo. Our last teammate Arieta is done for. We're holding on for dear life, but we're gonna drop pretty soon because I can't keep up this tempo. So let's switch to my own tempo on, let's say, 68 or something. At the front of the race, Remco Evenepoel is dropping Lipovic and Tiberi as we speak. Behind that, we've got the likes of Roglic, Jorgensen, Sixas, Butrago, and August, but I've not seen Del Toro. He's chilling right here. Looks like the crash might have hurt him after all. But entering the last 2 kilometers as we speak, Romeo is in Narnia in top 25 roughly, and my energy is about to run out. There we go, crossing the line roughly 26th. Like I said it before the stage, 25th place, I wasn't expecting much more. And that results in a 14th place in GC, which that's probably gonna drop even further in the next stage. Honestly, considering the Newfoundland Pass in the last stage and the Lukmanir Pass in this stage, I probably should have gone for KOM instead. But yeah, once again a mountain stage, so we'll try our best. Ay, -2 on Arieta and a -1 on Romeo, so that's not a good start to the day. Like, I'll try to join the breakaway with Arieta, but I'm not sure the break is gonna make it today. If anything, I'm quite confident they won't. Anyway, the fast climb is starting. The Lukmanir's Pass, 30 kilometers at 5%, so a bit of a monster climb. The break is 16 riders with a gap of 3 minutes on the peloton, so we've got something, but Visma is pacing. The top of this climb is coming soon and Schwarzbacher is about to drop. Pedrero also not looking great, so we might be isolated after this climb. Yeah, the break is attacking and our energy is too little to follow, so I think I'll just wait on the peloton as well. This breakaway adventure was worth nothing. Anyway, I guess it's time for the final climb then. Romeo is relatively well positioned, but my yellow bar is not completely full, and this climb is actually pretty tough. 13k at 8.4%, so quite steep. The break has 3 minutes, so I think they might get caught. In the peloton, I'm trying not to explode from the get-go with Romeo, but I'm also trying to stay in a relatively okay position, but I'm having trouble doing so. Because, well, Romeo is not that great of a climber. The fast attacks are happening in the peloton, Butrago and Paul Sixas, but I'll focus on myself. Hopefully we can try and salvage a top 15, top 20 in GC. Wow, we are suffering quite a bit energy-wise though. My yellow bar is not looking too good with 6 kilometers to go. That's half the climb left. My last domestique is done for with 4.7 kilometers to go and I'm gonna drop pretty soon, so I'll try to do my own tempo now for the last 4 kilometers into the tunnel. Anyway, the winner of the stage will be Remco Evenepoel once again, and behind that we've got Jorgensen, Lipovic and Sixas, but Romeo's entering the last 1.3 kilometers and will finish somewhere in the top 30. There we go, crossing the line completely empty. Actually, no top 30, 35th in the end, so my GC won't look too good, I think. Well, actually, to my surprise, we are still in the top 20 with Romeo, so I'm okay with that. That said, the final stage is a 25-kilometer time trial, and our man Ivan Romeo is pretty good at those. Beating Remco Evenepoel and Filippo Ganna will be near impossible, but I might be able to move up a few positions in GC. Okie dokie, artichoke, there goes Ivan Romeo of the starting podium with 78 time trial on the day. Let's start off on maybe 82 effort. To be honest, 19th place Narvaez is like 14 seconds in front of us in GC, so we should cook him. I've decided to up my effort to 84 and the first time check is incoming. There we go, second time on 33 seconds. I think I can podium this. Now the second time check, let's take a look. Second place again on 53 seconds. In the last kilometer, let's take a look. Ivan Romeo trying to spend his red bar. There we go, second place on 1 minute and 16 seconds. That's definitely enough to pass Narvaez, but I also think we might pass Ben Healy here. We need about 1 minute and 20 seconds on him, and that is the case. Nice. Anyway, in the end, the stage was won by Remco Evenepoel ahead of Ghana and then Romeo in third place, so a nice podium. And wait a second, we don't just pass 2 riders in GC, we passed like 7 riders into 13th place. That's fantastic. That plus our stage win, I'm quite okay with our Tour de Suisse. But with our stage race out of the way, our next plans is the National Championships. Starting off with this one, the Slovakian ITT, but I don't really care about this one, so I'll quick sim this. The result is second place for Lukáš Kubík, so I'm happy. I'll skip the Hungarian ITT as well. 12th place for Veldhofer. And same with the Czech ITT. 8th place for Matthias Kopecky. Now, it would be quite funny if David Kuhar became Slovenian ITT champion and beat Tadej Pogačar, but that's not happening, so let's quick sim. Unsurprisingly, Tadej Pogačar wins and Kuhar is 6th. Now, this is where it does get fun. Samuel Watson is our man for the Great Britain ITT, and I reckon I'll ride this. Like, we're not the favorite, but I do want to try and podium this. So I'm taking a closer look at the parkour, and there's 3 climbs like this with a descent after, so I think I'll have to micromanage my red bar. This will be a complicated time trial. So there goes Watson starting his time trial with 76 time trials, so that's a potential podium I reckon. Ooh, I'm spending way too much yellow bar on 75, but the climb is coming, so I'm actually gonna up my energy to 87 and spend my red bar on the climb. It's fair to say this right here is the opposite of a negative split. Now go down to 72 to 70 because our yellow bar is way too spent so early. First time check now, let's take a look. First time by 13 seconds, but that's not a good sign because I went way too fast. I've literally dropped my effort to 68 to make sure I've got energy left for the second half. Once again on the climb up to 87. This is super risky, but I want to spend my red bar, and I think Tom Pidcock here is doing the same exact thing, but maybe not as extreme as I am. Second time check incoming, let's take a look right now. Second place on 17 seconds, so it's pretty solid. But now in the last 3.5 kilometers and our yellow bar is gone, so we've only got red energy left. There we go, finish incoming, ran out of red bar in the last kilometer, but where do we finish? Third place? But I don't think we're gonna podium because this guy right here, Ben Tullett, is entering the last kilometer and will finish on the podium. Yes, he does. In the end, actually a pretty surprising winner. Oscar Onley is a time trial champion of Great Britain. Samuel Watson is 5th. And I think I'm okay with that. Now the time trial in Portugal with Leitão and Lopez, so that's a quick sim. The winner is João Almeida. But now it's time for the big one, the Spanish ITT National Championships. We've won this race 2 years in a row with Romeo, and hopefully today, a third time. I think this might be the first time we are the actual favorite for the race, so is that a good sign? I don't know. Gotta say, I'm feeling a bit of pressure. Unlike the British Championships, this parkour is not exactly too technical. There's a bit of a bump in the second half, but that's kind of it, so no real micromanaging. I reckon I can simply put Romeo on 79 the entire time trial. Oh snap, Ivan Romeo starting off at a -1 on the day, so only 77 time trial. I wished for better. I think 79 might be just too low, so let's make it 80 instead. Increasing my man all the way to 82 before the time check. There we go. First time by 17 seconds. But there comes our competitor Ayuso, and he is first by 4 seconds, so we've got a battle. That said, I wish we did not have a battle. I wish I won by 3 minutes, but we're going on to the climb as we speak. Not the steepest climb, but I'm pushing on 82 right now. Last 2.7 kilometers, yellow bar is running out. Now we need to micromanage our red bar in the final 2 kilometers, but I reckon that will work. Up to 80, I think, is the idea. Come on, Romeo, final stretch, spending energy too early. Down to 75, down to 70. There we go, spent on the line 1 minute 15 ahead of Lascano. But now the question is, where does Ayuso finish? And I think we might beat him. Come on! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! 33 seconds, there we go! The hat-trick for Ivan Romeo. Third victory in the Spanish NC ITTs. in 3 years. That's what I'm talking about. I think last year the gap was about 2-3 minutes in this time trial, so we dominated that one, but this is only 33 seconds, but I don't care how much we win by, as long as we win. And I know Ivan Romeo is a bit of a TT merchant, but I love it. What in the actual is the Italian National Championships ITT? A 50-kilometer mountain stage? I'm sorry, but that is insane. Like, Lorenzo Fin is 5th favorite, but I honestly don't even know how to write this. I guess we'll find out. Oh my god, I only just realized that this climb is Colle delle Finestre, with Sestriere afterwards, so basically the finish of the stage that Simon Yates won in the Giro 2025. And of course, the second half of Finestre is gravel, so it's basically a gravel mountain time trial. So Lorenzo Fin is about to start, but I'll be honest, I've only got one rider, so I didn't get to recon the parkour with a different rider. I don't know what effort I need to use, so I reckon I'll start on maybe 73? Like, who in their right mind decided to put a Finestre Sestriere time trial as the Italian National Championships? Okay, my yellow bar is spending too quickly, so I have to do like 68, 67 maybe? The last thing I want to do is implode before the top of Finestre. I'm slowly but surely passing the rider ahead of us, Pinarello, so I might be going too fast. I think we're almost at the gravel sector, but I decided to up my effort to 72 because this is the climb, Finestre, so this is where I need to put power down. And actually, Pinarello is getting passed by Ciccone as well, so Ciccone is coming for us. Oh crap, who's that? Pinarello's back. How is that possible? Where's Ciccone? He's stagnated. I don't have that much yellow energy left, and we still have half the time trial to go. Sure, it's not a mountain at the end, but still, this is not great. Here we go, that is the top right there of Finestre. Let's take a look at our time right now. We are, oh my god, 11th only? On 2 minutes 38? I had to pause because I did not believe we were so bad. I'm going all the way down to 30 effort in the downhill to try and make sure I don't spend too much energy, but I'm recovering yellow bar. I did not consider that I could recover yellow bar. Oh my god. Second time check incoming. Let's take a look. We're now 11 still on 248, but now we gotta try and spend our energy on the final ramp right here. We've got some yellow bar back, so let's do this. Absolutely flying past Pinarello in the last 13 kilometers, but I'm spending some yellow bar, so let's make sure I don't go too fast. Let's do 70 instead. In the last 2 kilometers, my yellow bar is gone. Spending my red bar now, so let's micromanage. Sprinting into the final kilometer, and we are now on 6 minutes? Holy guacamole! Like, I was expecting to be on a gap, but 6 minutes is insane. Finishing 9th is definitely not a great result, but I had some fun. That's the most important part. Anyway, that's it for the time trials. Now onto the road races. And we're starting off in Slovakia, a flat sprint. I've got Kubic and Schwarzbacher, so I should win this. So the race is starting, and it looks like there's only 4 to 5 teams present, so I kind of think I can go in the breakaway and just beat them in the breakaway with the likes of Schwarzbacher. There we go, into the break with Panatsik. We've got 2 more people following, Hussar and also Verbik. And actually, after 20k, the peloton was going so slow on 8 minutes that I decided to attack with Kubic from that peloton, and I'm now solo bridging to the breakaway. And to my surprise, this went so much easier than I expected because Kubic is now in the breakaway of 5 riders with 10 minutes on the peloton, and we're not even halfway the race, so we got this. And I'm actually going to try and make a move with both my riders now over this climb. Can I go solo or duo? Looks like Hussar is successfully closing me down, but the other 2 riders are basically gone. 12 kilometers to go, last hill. There goes the move by Schwarzbacher and Kubic. We've got a small gap on Hussar, but Schwarzbacher is basically done for, so we gotta go back down in energy. Let's go solo. Let's go solo with Kubic. There we go, and let's drop Schwarzbacher to 65 to survive to the line. Hussar is catching Schwarzbacher, but is now sitting in the wheel, so Kubic is riding away. And here we go. In the final stretch, Lukáš Kubic is going to win the Slovakian National Championships. Hands in the air, that is a victory. And I'm sitting in the wheel of Hussar in the final kilometer here. The peloton is not too far behind, but I'll start sprinting now. Can I get second as well? I should, but my energy is not too bright, but neither is Hussar, so a 1-2 for the team. Like sure, once we got Kubish in the breakaway next to Schwarzbacher, our race could not be lost, but I'm still happy with this one. And while I do like Schwarzbacher, reality is that Lukáš Kubiš is a better rider, so he's gonna be at the forefront of races more, so I prefer him as NC. Now, the Hungarian National Championships is a flat race, and Feldhofer is not exactly the best sprinter, but there's no best sprinter in Hungary, so I think I might have a chance from the breakaway. Especially because there's once again like 5 teams at the start line, so there we go into the break with these 3 riders, let's go! Ooh, I'm not sure the break will win because Team United Shipping is putting up a train at the front of the peloton to control the breakaway. And they're keeping the breakaway on a minute, so I might as well wait on the peloton because this breakaway is not making it to the finish line. In the last 15k, some attacks in the peloton trying to bridge towards that breakaway, but United Shipping is still controlling the peloton, so as long as they stay here, I do too. Oh snap, Vetter from United Shipping and Walter are in a breakaway together now with about 20 kilometers to go, but there's now another team chasing them down, and actually, United Shipping themselves is chasing Vetter down. This makes no sense. And there we go, they're basically being caught. I did not expect that. Anyway, I'm not complaining. Anyway, with 9 kilometers to go, Vetter has a gap of 20 seconds on a group with Peak, Feldhofer, Gonchi and Walter, so let's try and relay, boys. Oh, attack by Walter. I was right in his wheel, so I'm not complaining. I'll counter that right now with Feldhofer. We've got Peak with us, so let's try and work together and see if we can get any closer to Vetter, but it looks like he's gone. I think Vetter is winning this. Anyway, the peloton is back in our wheel. I'm in the wheel of Walter in the last 2 kilometers fighting for a podium spot. That's the only thing I can get here, but I'm okay with that. There comes a sprint. Feldhofer on the right side of the road. Walter is stalling on the left. We can podium this. We definitely can podium this. Is it a 2nd place or 3rd place? I think it's 2nd place for Ball and Feldhofer, which is okay. But ironically, I was in the wheel of Vetter when he attacked, but the game decided to make me stop following him, otherwise I might have been in his wheel. Nonetheless, 2nd place is fine. Okay then, Portugal, from Gondomar to Gondomar, 172 kilometers, quite hilly. Morgado is the favorite, but we are 5th favorite, so let's try for a podium? But in this race, there's so many teams and riders at the start that I think any breakaway will be controlled, so I'm staying in the peloton. In the last 34 kilometers, the breakaway is almost caught, thanks to the control of UAE Team Emirates, but we've got some moves happening. Lots of riders attacking, Oliveira still controlling. In the last 20 kilometers now, once again attacks on the right side of the road, including Morgado and Almeida. I'm pacing myself right now with Lopez to try and keep it under control, but that's a dangerous move. Leitao's basically done for, but it looks like those 3 riders are getting caught as we speak by Nascimento. Not really. The gap's expanding again. Okay, they're caught now in the descent. But there goes Almeida once again. Carvalho is trying to close that down. I was trying to wait for the next climb to make a move. Almeida's been caught. I'm gonna try and make my move right now on this climby segment. We've got Almeida and lots of riders in the wheel, which is fine. Up to 85 pacing, something like that. Let's stick together with these 7 riders and fight it out for the victory, hopefully. Now, the problem is, I want to get into the wheel of Morgado, but he's still got a teammate, Almeida, who can attack. So, if Almeida attacks, I'm not in his wheel.
12 seconds later.
Oh god, there goes Almeida. No! The one rider that wasn't supposed to attack! Ay, let's hope these guys can close them down and I'm in trouble. I'm struggling to follow the 2nd group as well, but we're getting back. We are getting back. But now Morgado is going into the final 2 kilometers. I'm gonna try and launch myself as well because there's a downhill incoming to the front, but I've got no red bar. This is looking pretty bad. It's gonna be UAE Team Emirates winning. Undoubtedly, Morgado's gonna be Portuguese champion. Yes, indeed. We're gonna finish in the same group on a top 5. 5th place for Lopez. Like, in the end, we tried our best, so 5th place, I'm okay with it. But now, the Czech Republic, we are 2nd favorite behind Matthias Vacek. A flat race, so sprint-wise, we've got a chance. Especially because Matthias Kopecki now has 76 sprint and 78 acceleration, somehow. Looks like we got a break of 4 riders from the get-go. We chose to sit in the peloton for this race because there's quite a few teams in this race. But after a mere 20 kilometers, there's a gap of 15 minutes to the breakaway, so I think the break might win this. The gap went up to 16 minutes, so I decided to start relaying on 62, hoping that some other people in the peloton will start helping me. And we've actually reduced the gap by 2 minutes, so we're not spending much energy either, so it's fine so far. Yeah, with 60 kilometers to go, the break is still 10 minutes and 30 seconds ahead, so even with the help of other riders in the peloton, I don't think I can catch them. 1k to go in the breakaway, Vanicek is attacking away. He's gonna be sprinting to the victory unless someone comes around. Looks like the champion is gonna be Vanicek, whoever that is. Meanwhile, in the peloton, I'm sitting in the wheel of Mr. Vatsek right here. 1k to go, launch before this corner, getting blocked a little bit, but let's try and get a top 10 spot. I think it's possible. I think we will. Yes, 10th place is incoming. There we go. Beaten by our brother, Tomasz Kopecki. But hey, I'm trying to sign that guy for next year. And if I can sign Tomasz, then I've got 2 riders in this race, so that will make it easier to win next year. Anyway, 10th place, I was hoping for better. Okay, time to try to beat Tadej Pogačar and Primož Roglič at the Slovenian National Championships. It's quite a hilly parkour, but I've got 5 riders here. Ayrton, Omerzel, Dizdarevic, Steinar, and Kuhar. Omerzel is my attacker, Ayrton is my sprinter. And actually, I've decided to join the breakaway with Dizdarevic, not the best rider in the world, but he's got a pretty solid day. And the break is not just 4 riders, it's 9 riders. In the peloton, we've got the expected Domen Novak pacing for Pogačar, but Pogi's only got 1 teammate. I'm sorry, but somehow half my team, Kuhar and Ayrton, decided to get dropped randomly from the peloton, so they're gone. Only got Omerzel here. We've got Novak done for though. A minute is the gap as we speak. Let's keep pushing in the breakaway. Oh snap, puncture by Steinar, so Omerzel is now isolated in the peloton. My goodness, this is not looking good. Attack in the breakaway right now. I gotta try and follow that, I reckon. Let's do on 85 pacing right now and try to close them down. 20 seconds behind, Skok and Yerep. Better climbers though. Attack by Tadej Pogačar in the peloton. I missed it, and he's got a proper gap as well. I don't like that. Dizdarevic is stuck in a chasse patate between group 1 and group 3, so I'll wait on group 3. I shouldn't have attacked solo there. Let's try and relay with these guys on, let's say, 75, something like that. We've got 3 chasers, which is Pogačar, Roglič, and Komak from the breakaway. Can I bridge towards that with Omerzel? Gap's pretty serious, 36 seconds, so I can try, but I don't think it will work. And they're catching Dizdarevic as we speak, so let's try and get in the wheel right now, which won't be easy. Oh, I'm struggling to hold the wheel of Pogačar and Roglič right now, and I'm getting dropped. I'm getting dropped while going 99 maintain position, but Pogačar got blocked and now they're gone. They've got a gap. I don't think I can catch them. So we know Dizdarevic can't make it, so let's drop him back to Omerzel. Let's try and pace in this group with Omerzel to hopefully get close to Pogačar and Roglič, which probably never gonna happen. With 16 kilometers to go, the gap is only 49 seconds to be honest, so it's not completely impossible. I'm gonna try and move forward on this next climb with Omerzel, Energy Gel right now. I want to try and attack towards the front of the race, but I'm kind of blocked in right now. Can I do so on the right together with Valjavec? Is that a possibility? Let's get into the wheel. Last 10 kilometers now. We've got Valjavec with a gap, but they're pacing for Mohoric. Gap is still 59 seconds. It's going over a minute, so it's getting worse. Meanwhile, Roglic is getting dropped by Pogačar right now with 6 kilometers to go. Omerzel is relaying with this second, third group on the road. Mohoric is now pacing. Can I try to attack on this last climb? That's the only thing I can do here. So there goes Omerzel together with the others. Nope. Attacking away from the others. Mohoric is trying to follow, which is fine, but we're basically fighting for a podium spot here. And we're getting dropped for a podium spot by Mohoric, so ay ay ay. Roglic tried, but it is not working. Tadej Pogačar is Slovenian champion. Mohoric will finish third, and we are coming in right now in the last kilometer, and we're gonna finish 4th place, which, to be honest, we tried our best. Anyway, Tadej Pogačar is Slovenian champion. Next up is the British National Championships, a flat parkour, and obviously Matthew Brennan is the favorite, but Watson is not too bad either. I think I'll be happy with the top 5. Oh la la, starting off with a +2 on the day for Samuel Watson, 76 sprint stat. That is amazing. So yeah, I won the podium now. Only 3 riders in the breakaway, and in the peloton it's mostly Visma Lease bike pacing, and they've got lots of British riders. Simon Yates, Gloag, Nerurkar, and Maclay, and then obviously Brennan as well. So they've definitely got the horsepower to control a breakaway. 45 kilometers to go, the first attacks in the peloton including Callum, Thornley, Swift and Dool, but Visma is controlling nicely, so I'm not scared. In the last 15k, a group with Pidcock up the road, but I'm in the wheel of Matthew Brennan as we speak, and I'll stay there for the rest of the race. Oh my goodness, I think this might have been a mistake, because this attack is looking like it's gonna ride away for the victory. With 5 kilometers to go, the gap is 50 seconds. It's over. Visma, what are you doing? Like, you're launching a lead out now in the last 2 kilometers, but it's too late. The break is winning, and the winner is Ben Turner. I am never trusting Patrick Bro, head of strategy of Visma Lease Bike, ever again. 10th place in the end. Ouch, that could have been better. I think this might be our last national championships of the day, the Spanish ones with Roger Adria as the favorite and Mintegi as 4th favorite. But next to Mintegi, we've got a pretty stacked team with Pericas, Romeo, Arieta, Alvarez looking pretty good. Like, it's very ambitious, but I want to win this. First of all, I refuse to believe that the Spanish National Championships will be won by a breakaway, so I'm staying in the peloton. But the climbs in this race are not that serious, so I'm actively considering Javier Serrano as a backup leader for the sprint. I'm sorry, but who is this imposter? S. Romeo. There can be only one Romeo, and he's in the peloton. His name is Ivan. There we go, S. Romeo dropping off the back of the peloton. That is more like it. Anyway, in the last 17 kilometers with 1 climb left in the race, and Serrano still looking like he might survive, but Romeo and Arieta are my other leaders, of course. But I've got an entire train positioning me, and I'm looking pretty solid. There we go, on to the final climb. Pericas can take over on 93. I don't want to go too fast because I want Serrano to follow, but I also want to go fast enough to make sure other people can't attack. And to be honest, crossing the top of the climb as we speak, that worked perfectly. 20 people in the group, and there comes a move on the right side of the road by, is that Ayuso? Yes it is, but I'm controlling that. I've got 3 teammates and my sprinter in Serrano. Last 3.5 kilometers, Arieta is doing the lead out ahead of Romeo right now. Serrano in last wheel. Come on, come on, come on. There comes Romeo on 99 on the right side. Can launch in this corner. Serrano in the wheel. We've got Bilbao still there, but I think I need to launch soon because there's a corner incoming. No, there isn't. Serrano launches Cavia on the right. Oh my god. I launched way too late. But Romeo's gonna win! Romeo's gonna win, yes! Our lead out takes it! I was on the brink of tears seeing us lose with Serrano, but on the other side of the road I missed Romeo winning. Look at her, man, on the podium once again of the national championships in Spain, but this is the first time that we take the road race. And I'm really happy with that because I wanted that jersey in my team for a long time now. And that brings our total victories of today to 4, including 3 national championships, 2 in Spain, 1 in Slovakia. I think that's a pretty successful episode. And on top of that, I also received this email by Siroko. Following the company's good financial results, we can confirm that we are ready to increase next season's budget by 9%. That's fun. But our next episode is gonna be a big one. The start of the 2027 Tour de France starting in Brest. I'm pretty sure this is 2021 with Le Grand Bornand and Tignes in the first weekend. And the double Mont Ventoux stage at Wout van Aert won. And of course, our goal is winning a stage at that Tour de France because that is a sponsor objective. But anyway, that is for next time. As always, thanks for watching and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.